Hello, welcome to Lemon Studios, where we talk anything and everything entertainment. I'm, of course, the Lemon himself, Zeke Lamone, and this is my review for Friday Night SmackDown of January 17th, 2025. But before we get into that, let's get the house clean out of the way. Shire, leave a like, comment below, let me know your thoughts on Friday Night SmackDown. And, of course, hit that subscribe button as it helps me grow into my YouTube career. I would greatly appreciate it. Now, all that out of the way, let's get into the review, shall we? So, another 3-hour SmackDown, another bring it back down to 2 discourse online. Again, I'm sure we'll keep talking about this week in and week out, where I think it's just an adjustment period. And again, I think it's just about SmackDown finding its identity. And maybe we won't really hit the strides until post-draft, post-Mania. I really do hope we find it during Mania when, there is no brand split. I'm pretty sure this transfer portal is just going to be around until the whole entire road to WrestleMania. But yes, does SmackDown need a little bit more star power? Absolutely. I'm not gonna argue with you when it comes to that whatsoever. But when it does come to the matches, and especially how long they're going, we are adding more relevance to them. Like the Women's Championship match that main evented. I was very surprised we ended clean. I thought Roxanne would get more involved within it. I also think Nia should have gotten more involved within that too. It looks like they're just moving on from Tiffany Stratton, which really makes no sense to me whatsoever. Because Nia already declared for the Rumble. And it looks like they're going for the women's tag team titles, which, again, I think they're using as the red herring until Jade Cargill comes back. We'll get into that more a little bit. But, that match went for like 20 minutes. It had like 2 commercial breaks. It went long, and it ended clean for the most part. Yeah, sure, Bayley and Roxanne argued for a little bit as Roxanne was behind the barrier. But for the most part, the match was completely clean. There was no interference whatsoever, besides Bayley being minorly distracted by a fan. That's really what happened. And I saw a lot of discourse but that people didn't like how long that it went long, the match anyway. Like, oh, should Tiffany be doing these types of long matches? Absolutely. If you're the champion, you're damn right. And if you're going to do this on free TV, you better give them freaking time. You can't make it short like how we did with Chelsea Green and Meechin last week. I also think this match should have probably been on Saturday Night's main event, but hey, it is what it is. But yeah, if you're going have these matches go long. It's the same with the tag division as well. When we had that tag team title match before it ended in a no contest, the match was going for a little bit, and it gets people to invest, and it gets people to care. And even though right now I do believe the women's championship on SmackDown is probably more prestigious, if you will, than the one on Raw. The one on Raw, the person who holds it now, is the biggest superstar in probably the whole entire company. Doesn't matter biggest on the female side, which is likely the case, but biggest overall. Like, I'm talking like it's Cody, Roman, and Rhea. Like, that's the big 3. I mean, the reactions that she gets. So Tiffany needs to put in the work to get to that, especially with what it looks like we're going to do at Mania, which I'm super excited for, with the Stratton versus Flair, because I don't think it was, a coincidence that before Tiffany Stratton came out, they played a Charlotte Flair video package, and it looks like she's going to have a different type of character a little bit. It kind of looks like she is going to be somewhat like her dad, where, is very flamboyant, throwing it in your face how good she is and all that. Don't think she'll necessarily be the dirtiest player in the game, but I do think it's going to be one of those things where it's like, I've done this, I've done that, I've done this, I've done that, and I just keep holding the accolades over and just showing like how successful she is, like her being on the yacht, her being in these fancy dresses. I'm really, really looking forward to that. And Tiffany is going to go toe-to-toe with Charlotte at Mania. Charlotte's the GOAT. She's the greatest woman performer of all time. She needs to have long matches like this. So I'm all for these long form matches as long as SmackDown focuses on the wrestling and actually have winners and losers. We had Jimmy Uso versus Carmelo Hayes. Again, a match really based within story that is like, look, you keep losing. Okay, well, you haven't really done much. Okay, let's fight. It doesn't need a lot of promo time. Let's just get in the ring and let's fight it out. And it was a really, really good match. And I was so annoyed, and I mean really, really annoyed that Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga interfered in this match, because one, I'm just ready for the Bloodline to just go your own ways. Be on different brands. It's the same with, the Terror Twins and the Judgment Day. I need them as far away as possible. I don't need them mixing up whatsoever. I'm glad we are moving on from that. And we're getting Jacob Fatu versus Braun Strowman at Saturday Night's main event. Big meaty men slapping man meat. And Tama Tonga versus LA Knight. Really looking forward to those matches because it's something new and it's something fresh. But I really wanted a winner and loser during Carmelo Hayes versus Jimmy Uso. I think, Carmelo can take the loss. It's his character, how he always talks a big game. He doesn't know when to shut up. And it always seems to cost him in these matches, but he's not going to stop barking. And there's something to be admirable about that. And I think you could just keep going with that. Another form on this episode of SmackDown where I think it is starting to work is the Motor City Machine Guns. Yes, sure, they still get the Andrade treatment where, yeah, their music hits and there's not that much of a pop. But as it's progressing, it is starting to get louder. And the longer the matches goes, the more invested the crowd gets. I would argue that their pop on this episode of SmackDown is bigger than their pop that they got last week. I would also argue the pop that they got last week was bigger than the one that they got the previous week, as long as they keep getting the ring time. And I think this is a testament to all of SmackDown, not just, within the divisions that we're trying to rebuild. For the most part, if you keep doing this, the people will make noise and they will start to get invested. And I think that's what's hurting the 3 hours, is that there's just a lack of superstars that we're not fully invested in. We had that amazing match between Kevin Owens and Rey Mysterio. Have no problems with that whatsoever. Kevin Owens getting the win, going for the pile driver at the end. Cody Rhodes comes in. They have the scuffle. We have this ongoing thread storyline between them about them needing to sign a contract with something that's getting added to the match to make sure something that doesn't happen, like at Saturday night's main event. And we'll find out what that is on the next Saturday night's main event with the contract signed with Shawn Michaels being involved. Perfectly fine. All of that stuff was really, really good. It's part of the opening promo. Get rid of the opening promo on SmackDown. Just get straight to a match. Do the Motor City Machine Gun versus Los Garza during that. Go ahead and just, if you're going to do an opening promo, have that lead into the opening match. You don't need to set up like you do on Raw. You need the clear indications of the two shows, especially if they're both going to be 3 hours or going from 2 hours and 30 minutes and 3 hours long. They're both going long. Just make a clear indication difference when it comes to those. We also have the BFAB versus Piper Niven. And, in 3 hours, it just doesn't need to go 2 minutes. You could have easily found 5 minutes. You could have trimmed some things here and there throughout the whole entire show to really, really make it justifiable. Hell, as much as I'm a champion of Tiffany Stratton and Bayley going 20 minutes, make them go 15 and have them go 5, like the Piper Niven versus BFAB, especially with what we're trying to do with BFAB, which it was really dumb that she didn't come out with Michin. It's been very much established when Piper or Chelsea Green are in a match, one of them is going to interfere during it. It's part of the reason why y'all were venting to each other in the locker room before they came in and talked about it, before this match got set up. Michin, why did you come out with her? That was just really, really dumb. And you're kind of a bad friend. That's just how I'm seeing it personally. And we can have some more tag matches and all that. And then we had the women's tag teams title match. I don't think it was for the titles. Bianca and Naomi versus Nia and Candice. We already talked about it a little bit. I kind of wish Nia was going after Tiffany. I was really invested in that storyline. I really wanted to see it go all the way through. I think that is a program we maybe get to at Elimination Chamber. And then, then she can move on to go face Charlotte at Mania. But, with this whole Jay Cargill stuff, bringing that back in, going, hey, did you hear anything? I did see Jay tweet after Naomi said, girl, no, but we can't really worry about that right now, and Jay tweeted, oh, are you sure? So it makes me to believe that Nick Aldis did tell Naomi, I know it was you. I'm going to let you try to sort it out. And she's not telling Bianca, and now she's giving all these looks to Bianca, and Naomi's about to turn heel, which I'm all for. I'm really all for it. It does make me nervous about the women's tag division, though, because, again, it's starting to seem like an afterthought. The main storyline within the tag division is a breakup. I think it is a really big, risky decision that your main storyline within your tag divisions with your champions is a breakup angle. It should be about, being the best team ever. And once we do move on from those titles, which I do think is sooner rather than later, I really do. And also, it's the same teams every time. If it's not Nia and Candice, then it's Jakara Jackson and, what's her name? The metaphor in NXT. And if it's not them, then maybe it's like Damage Control. Or probably it's going to be Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez pretty soon. I think that's the next thing that Liv does, just to have her have something, because she does reward after the amazing year that she had in 2024. But yeah, again, I understand the criticism when it comes to SmackDown. Again, it's just lacking the star power. Us as an audience is not as invested within most of these characters as we would like to be. We are all for the Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens angle. I think everyone's really invested in Tiffany Stratton. It's the rest of the women's division that needs to come up a little bit. I think overall the crowd is interested in the Jade Cargill storyline with Bianca and Naomi. We just need to get to the next step when it comes to that. I think the tag division is also getting a lot more re-interest within that. Again, just keep it within the matches. The women's U.S. title scene is still trying to figure it out. Still, trying to find its footing for a little bit, learning how to walk, if you will. It still seems like it is crawling. And then the men's United States Championship, again, this was my worry with all these titles, just seems to be completely forgotten about. But if it does lead to, because I'm pretty sure LA Knight's going to get the title back, and we get LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu, especially after Jacob's promo that he did after Solo walked off, which I'm all for. Keep Solo silent, have him don't even show up for a couple more weeks, have his actual return be at the Rumble, or maybe you do it at the acknowledgement ceremony at the 27th where he does have to acknowledge Roman Reigns, and then you can have them attack. They can have that quick program, Jacob Fatu versus LA Knight at Mania for the U.S. Championship. Those promo battles will be amazing. Loved everything Jacob Fatu said. He just makes you want to run through a wall, right? But again, keep the promos limited. Focus on the matches. Have more clean finishes. Hell, if anything, maybe SmackDown has a ranking system. I don't know. But again, I just want a clear indication difference when it comes to Raw and SmackDown, besides, well, one has the aesthetic of red and one has the aesthetic of blue. And I do think we're taking steps towards that. Again, it's just Rome wasn't built in a day. And we just need to work on these other superstars to get more invested, to accumulate for all of this wrestling runtime that we have for right now. But let me know what y'all think of Down SmackDown. Did you hate it like most people did? Comment below, let me know your thoughts. If you're like me, like, you know what, no, I'm starting to see how the wheels are turning and where they are trying to get to within it. I'm willing to give it some more weeks, but I'm fine with where it's at right now. Or, again, just comment, let me know. Let's have a dialogue in the comment section. Leave a like if you made it this far within the review. I do greatly appreciate it. And again, hit that subscribe button as we do cover all of WWE here, and you can follow me along for that ride. So hit me for that. And if you like movies and television, we also do all of that here too. But until next time, guys, I'll see you here at Lemon Studios.